My Udutu course that I chose the Bill of Rights. I find it to be very interesting that many Americans do not know their rights. A recent study by McCormick Tribune Foundation showed that while 52% of Americans can name at least 2 characters of The Simpsons, only 28% are able to name more than one of the 5 fundamental freedoms guaranteed to them by the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This particular quote, and several that I've heard like it, have been what stimulated my reason for my research, and for me to create this course on Know Your Rights, the study of the American Bill of Rights. I teach language arts and social studies in middle school, and I have found that my middle school students, even though it's a standard, very much do not know any of their Bill of Rights. They know that they have a freedom of speech, and they know that they have a right to remain silent, and that's about it. Therefore, this course will definitely come in handy. When I first came into the course, I wanted to choose a scenario that I was familiar with, and the one that I use the most in my own classroom is this best practice path. I fully believe in student-teacher feedback, and that they need to go back and redo something again or relearn the content if they do not pass the assessment. We have something in our particular school system where we allow them to retake a test once they have gone through a remediation course on the material of that test if they scored significantly low. As you can see, I went a little above and beyond when it came to course creation. In the best practice path, I added quite a few scenarios onto each other and linked them together. I decided to have my 3 screens at the beginning, my content screen, my home screen, and my additional link screen, and then I created multiple scenarios throughout that would actually break up the program. I'll give you a quick glimpse as to how many scenarios I created. Still not done. Almost there. Now I'm done. Okay, so if we look from the very top, you can see that I have created all of these different pages for each section of the content. Now, this whole section that you see right here in the middle now, that section is all based on the history, the information that I want my students to get and to get memorized. Then we move down to the second lesson, which is content through memory and music. In this section, students will actually listen to a song and learn the Bill of Rights that way. The third section is a variation off of the music section where students will listen to the same song but with parts blanked out, and then they are to fill in those blanks with bits and pieces of the song. By memorizing the rap song, they will be able to learn their Bill of Rights much faster. The last part of my assignment is for them to work together in collaboration and discussion. Some of my pages are under construction, such as my introduction and conclusion pages. These are because I would like to add much more rich media content into these pages. These pages will have a very motivational and upbeat video that's going to take a little bit more production. Then the students will have the option to continue to move forward beyond that point or to go back to the home menu. One of the things that I found that Udutu was easy to do, however, was quite time-consuming in course creation, was linking together all of the various screens. As you can see, I have a lot, and I did have to check my links quite often because there were so many. That was probably the most time-consuming beyond the research and creation of the elements. That was definitely the most time-consuming portion. I want to show you the menu screen that I have here and how I have made it so that students can actually choose any part of the lesson. There's a kinesthetic part of the lesson, a musical part of the lesson, and a networked response part of the lesson. Then I have also created a class Facebook page where students will go for their discussion and where they can talk about other elements, seek help, and network through that way as well, which I will monitor to make sure that it stays appropriate. Anyone really would benefit from this lesson. Any age. I have my roommate who's almost 30 years old that took the lesson, and she definitely has had fun with it. And then I had my father who's in his 50s who took it and had fun with it. And then I've also had students who are in 4th and 5th grade who have taken the course who have enjoyed it. I'm using Facebook, Udutu.m4v to market this program. And as you'll see, it's down here with my active courses. If we go straight to the course page, we can see how it starts out. Here's my course menu again, just so that you can see. Like I said, I do have these links on every page. Links to additional information give the students the websites that they can go to for additional research. I found as a teacher that it is much more helpful to be able to direct them to the places instead of telling them to search for it. I also have created a Facebook page for this program. If we search for AH Education courses or Know Your Rights, the one that comes up here is my Facebook page. This is where I will link all of my courses together. I found that when I had people go to my course, they were actually following the direct Udutu link, and they were not following my Facebook directions as far as how to get to Udutu through Facebook. Therefore, my assessment screen in Facebook has not yet registered any clients as far as taking it. That's something that I will have to work through and get the kinks out of as time moves on. I learned that creating courses was something that definitely took a lot of trial and error, and that I will have a lot to go through with that in the future.